Hello. So we're just going to go through the lockdown algebra paper that I set you just before the holidays. I'd just like you to follow through. Some of these were tricky, but I'll go through them. You're going to have a go once I've gone through them and try it again yourself. Just see how you get on. So the first one, 2x plus y is 20, and we want to know when x is 6, what is y? So all I'm going to do here is substitute that 6 into there, where it says 2x plus y. So now I've got 2, and it should be x plus y equals 20. But I'm going to replace that x with the 6. Remember, a letter and number together means multiply. And that's what I would have. 2 times 6 plus y equals 20. I know that 2 times 6 is 12, plus y equals 20. So y must equal 8. Okay, that's in the way. And then y is 2 this time, so I've still got the same 2x plus y equals 20, but this time I know what y is and I want to know what x is. I'm going to add my 2 here into there, so 2x plus 2 equals 20. So 2x plus 2, I don't know what my x is, but I do know that that means 2 multiplied by x plus 2 equals 20. So I know that whatever these two add up to must be 18, because 18 plus 2 equals 20. So 2 times something equals 18, and I know that 2 times 9 equals 18. I'm not going to just leave it there, I am going to just check that. So if I go back to 2x plus y equals 20, I know now that x is 9, so 2 times 9 plus y equals 2 equals 20. So 2 times 9 is 18, add 2 is 20, so I know that that one must be right. Okay. Cool. Okay, the next one, n stands for a number. N plus 7 is 13, so something plus 7 is 13. I know that's probably going to be 6. And then I want to know what is the value of n plus 10? 6 plus 10, 16. Nice and straightforward, that one. Okay, this one. In this sequence, it's a sequence of numbers, the rule to get the next number is multiply by 2 and then add 3. So I can do this one, this box here, first. So I multiply by 2, so 53 times 2 is 106, and then I add 3. And I get 109. Okay, this one is slightly more tricky, this box. Let me just rub this out so I've got a nice lot of space. So this time I want whatever I multiply by 2 and add 3 is got to equal 25. So something times by 2, add 3 gives me 25. So whenever I've got an answer like this one, what I need to do is work through it in reverse and do the opposite to what it says. So I know that 25 take away 3 is 22. So 25 take away 3 is 22. And instead of timesing by 2, I'm going to divide by 2. 22 divided by 2 gives me 11. I think the answer is 11, but I am going to check by doing it the right way around. So if I start with 11, times by 2 is 22. Add 3 gives me 25, so I know the answer is 25. So where you have the answer, you need to work backwards and in reverse. Okay, next one. Each shape here stands for a number. So we've got symbols and they equal something. So you have to find out what each of the symbols means, and you have to find the easiest way to work that out. Which one is the one that's going to set you on your way? Well, hopefully you will identify that this column here is the one that can help you first. Find out the triangle. So the triangle. There are 3 triangles and we know that they equal 45. So 45 divided by 3 will give me the value of one of those triangles. You probably just knew this, but that is 15. So we know now that a triangle is 15. Work out which is the next one that we can work out. And hopefully you realised that to get this one, I already know the triangle, I can work out the circles. So I've got 15, add circle and circle, just call those in so you know they're not zeros, equals 27. So again, if I think about these two together, must be 12, mustn't they? Because 15 add 12 gives me 27. So if 2 circles equals 12, one circle must be 12 divided by 2, which is 6. Again, I'm just going to check that out. I'm not going to take my word for it. I might have made a mistake, so let's check it. So I've got 15, 6 and 6. 15 add 6 is 21, add 6 is 27, so I know the circle's 27. And then this bottom one, which was the most tricky to start, now that we've done all the hard work, is going to be the easiest one. So I've got 15 for the triangle, add 6 for the circle, add the star, equals 30. That's 21, add the star, equals 30, so the star equals 9. I think some of you didn't get that that diagram on your sheet because it was a different format when you got it, but hopefully you've had a go at that now. Okay, there are n counters in Alfie's bag. And then he puts 3 more counters in the bag. Write an expression for the number of counters that are in the bag now. So if he's got n counters to start with, and then he puts 3 more in, he's adding 3. So now he's got n plus 3. Okay, Megan has 2 boxes. There are n counters in each box, and she puts all her counters together in a pile. So she wants them together here. And then removes 5 of them. So how many counters has she got? Well, she's got m plus m, and then she takes away 5 of them. She removes 5, so it's take away 5. So if you write m plus m, take away 5, you get the mark. But we should know that m plus m is 2 lots of m. Take away 5. Oops, that's a 5. Doesn't look like 5. Hard to write on the screen. Okay, let's look at the next one. Again, I think some of you didn't get this diagram, but hopefully you can see it now. If you didn't get it, just pause it and have a go. So this one, we want 2 less than n. This one's been 4s, n plus 5, n add 5. 2 less than n. So it's not an adding question, is it? So we can get rid of all the ones that are add or times. So we know that 2 times n, can't be that one. And n squared, can't be that one, that's a multiplication as well. And we've already done that one. So you've only got these 2 left. Then this one, it's meant to catch you out a bit because you'll go 2 less than n. And you'll think maybe this one. But think about it, because you're starting with n and you're taking away 2. So it should be this one. Okay? Now for the next, oops, what's going on? Oh, I don't know what I've done. Hold on, there we go. Right. So n plus n, so it's not the takeaway one. We've already done that one, we've already done that one. These are my only ones left. So n squared means n times n, doesn't it? Means any number times by itself, so it can't be that one either. So it could only be this one or this one. So n plus n, is that n plus 2? Is that the same thing? No, it's not. But 2 n's, 2 times n is the same as n plus n, isn't it? 2 lots of n is n plus n, so it should be that one. Okay, this one. Don't know if you got this one. If not, again, pause it and just have a look. So, this is the first one of these is quite straightforward. It's just a straight substitution. I know that n here is 20, and I know it's 5n plus 2. So just substitute the 20 where n should be. 5n minus 2, sorry, not plus 2, is 5n times 20, take away 2 is 100, take away 2, which is 98. We applied the rules of BODMAS, didn't we? To make sure that we do it in the right order. There's no brackets, no order, but there was some multiplication. Now the next one's slightly more tricky because this time they're telling us what the answer to it is. So we know that 5n minus 2 equals 38. 5n minus 2 is equal to 38. So this is one of those where I know the answer, so work in reverse, work backwards and in reverse. So instead of taking away 2, I'm going to do the opposite, which is adding 2. So I'm going to do 38, add 2, which gives me 40. Then instead of here, 5n means 5 times n. So instead of timesing by 5, I'm going to divide by 5. So I'm going to do 40 divided by 5, which equals 8. Okay, so I think the answer is 8. What am I going to do? I'm going to check by saying 5n minus 2 equals 38. So 5 times 8 minus 2 equals 38. So minus 2. So I know that this has got to equal 40. 40 take away 2 is 38. So I know that 8's correct. This one, again, quite straightforward, just a substitution. 4x plus 7 when x is 5. So I'm doing 4 times x plus 7. I know that x is 5, so let's just put that in there. 4 times 5 plus 7 gives me 27. The answer is 27. Okay, question 9. Ben has 4 types of coin in his pocket. He has 4 coins of one type and 2 coins of another type. So all of these coins are the same over here. And these ones are different. Okay, so the way I would recommend you do this, unless you see it straight away, which some people will, if you don't think about all the coins that you've got that could be, so it could be a 1 pence, a 2 pence, a 5 pence, a 10 pence, a 20 pence, and a 50 pence. Rubbish. Oops, let me try that again. You get the idea. So that could be a 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50. Could it be a pound? Well, it can't because we need 5 coins together that add up to a pound. So could it be 50p? Could any of these coins be 50 pence? Well, let's see if it could be here. Could these blue coins here be 50 pence? If I had each of those as 50 pence, that would be £2. So I'd already have too much. He's only got a pound. So I know it's not 50 pence. Could it be 20 pence? Let's try 20 pence. So if each of those was 20 pence, he would have 4 lots of 20 pence, which would be 80 pence. So that's conceivable. That could be right. If that was right, what would these two be? Well, they need to add up to 20. So each of those could be 10 pence, couldn't they? Okay, next one. Anne makes a pattern of L shapes with sticks. Here's your sticks. And she says, I find the number of sticks for a shape by first multiplying the shape number by 4 and then adding 3. So let's have a look at this first one. Work out the number of sticks. So this is what she works out. She says, I find the number of sticks for the shape that has the shape number 10. And that's what she does. So she says she multiplies the shape number by 4. So 4 times 10 and add 3. Think back to BODMAS. So this is the first one that we're going to do. It's 40 plus 3, which gives me 43. Okay, just going to work this out because it'll get confusing for the rest. Okay. Anne uses 59 sticks to make another L-shaped pattern in this number. Another L shape in this pattern. What is its shape number? Okay, so this time she finds the number of sticks for a shape by first multiplying the shape number by 4, then adding 3. So this time I know this bit of it, don't I? The number of sticks, because I know that that's 59. And she says she first multiplies by 4 and then adds 3. So 59 equals something times 4 add 3. And we want to know what that something is because we need to know the shape number, and that's what that is. Okay. So something times 4 add 3 equals 59. If we take this add 3 off, we need to take it off both sides. So we'll get 56 equals something times 4. So 56 divided by 4 gives me 14. 14 times 4. So the shape number is 14. Okay, pause it and go through it again if you're not sure. Okay, here's Anne's rule again. It's the same rule. They want you to write a formula to work out the number of sticks for any L shape. Use S for the number of sticks. Yeah. And N for the shape number. So S equals. So let's look back at what she says. So she says she finds the number of sticks. That's that bit. We've done that bit. Let's cross that out. By first multiplying the shape number by 4. So I know that I've got to use N for the shape number and I've got to multiply it by 4. So N times 4. Another way to write that, as we know, is 4N. And then, so we've done that bit. And then we're going to add 3. So it should have 4N add 3. You could have had this one, would get you the mark as well. You could have it the other way around, 3 add 4N, just looking at what else they allow you to have. Could have had N plus N plus N plus N plus 3. That's the best way to write it. Okay, Javid makes rectangular frames with grey centimetre squares. There's the shape, kind of shape he means. Frame. N stands for the number of grey centimetre squares in a frame. So however many there are, it will be N. And Javid has a formula for working out N. And it's N equals 2 L plus W. And if we look back up here, L is the length and W is the width. And then we take 4 away. So Javid makes a frame with L of 28, length of 28 and W width of 15. And how many grey squares do you use? Well, that's easy because we're just going to put those numbers into the equation. So N equals 2, 28 for length here, add 15 for the W, take away 4. So we know from bottom mass that we do brackets first. So N equals 2, and what's that add up to? It's 43. Take away 4. What do we do next? This means that we multiply, doesn't it? So the next bit, no order, we've got multiplication. So 2 times 83, 2 times 43 gives me 86. Take away 4, got 82. Just get rid of that because it's hard to read. At any time you're not sure, just go back over it. Have a look. Okay, Javid makes a square frame with 84 grey squares. So we know this time we've got 84 grey squares. We're not trying to find out how many squares, they've told us. So N stands for the number of grey centimetres squared in a frame. So this time we know this bit. So we've got 84 equals 2 L plus W minus 4. Okay, but they tell us something else as well. It's a square frame. Okay. And we want to know how many grey squares are in each side of the frame. So if it's a square frame, we know that the length and the width are going to be the same, don't we? We know that these two numbers are going to be the same. So let's see if we can work that out. The first thing to do is get rid of this -4 and add it on to that side, and then if you add it onto that side to get rid of it, you need to add it on here. So 88 equals 2 length plus width. That means 2 times the length plus width. So 88 must equal 2 times something. What are they going to be? Well, 88 divided by 2 gives me 44. So I know that together these two must add up to 44. And I know that they're both the same, so I'm going to do 44 divided by 2, which gives me 22. So I think the answer, is 22. But let's just check by going back. So if I say n, so 84 equals 2, 22 plus 22, because it's square, so the length and the width are going to be the same, take away 4. So 84 equals 2 times 44, take away 4. 84 equals 88, take away 4, and 84 equals 84, so it must be 22. Okay, we need to find the value of x in this equation. So 6x minus 27 equals 0. Don't really need those dots, just helps me. So if it equals 0, we know that something, take away 27, whatever this something is here, take away 27 must equal 27, mustn't it? 27, take away 27 equals 0. So whatever 6x is, it must be the same as 27. So 6x equals 27. Because 27, take away 27 gives you 0. So x equals 27 divided by 6. So 27 divided by 6 gives you 4.5. Another way to look at that one, if you've done it a different way, maybe with your parents, is to think 6x take away 27 equals 0. I'm going to get rid of this minus 27 here. Oops, so 6x, I'm going to add it onto this side, and I've got to add it onto this side. So I've got to do add 27 and add 27, and then I'm keeping the balance at the equal sign. 6x equals 27, x equals 4.5. Just a different way to do it. Okay, number 13. Now this one's quite straightforward until we get down to here. That was a little bit more tricky. So here are some picture frame sizes. For each frame, the length is twice the height, take away 4. So the length is 2 times the height, which is 20 here, isn't it? Take away 4, which would give you 16. Okay, and we want to know the length of a frame which has a height of 36. So you could just keep this going and keep the pattern going till you got to 36, but that would be quite long-winded. Let's try a different way. So we know the height is 36, and we know that the length is twice the height, subtract 4. So if we do twice the height, and then take away 4, get 68. Okay, for each frame the length is twice the height, subtract 4, I'm doing this one now. Write this in symbols. So the length is twice the height, 2 times the height, take away 4. And a better way to write that is 2h minus 4. You would get the mark if you wrote that, but that's a better way to do it. Right, this one's slightly more tricky. So, you've got a new frame. Shall I get rid of this because it's a little bit distracting? For me anyway, probably not for you. So it says a new frame has its length twice its height. Okay, so the length twice its height, and it's made with 126 centimetres of wood. Let's know what the length of the frame is. Okay, so if we think about the frame, here's the frame, and the perimeter all the way around it is 126 centimetres. Okay, so if I think about that, I've got 2 lots of this one and 2 lots of that one equal 126. Okay, so if I just wanted one side of the frame, one length and one, I'll do that in different colours, I'm struggling with colours now. If I just wanted one length and one height, it would be half of that, wouldn't it? So it was 63 centimetres. Don't forget, this is the whole way round. The 126 is for 4 sides. And I only want these sides. So I only need 2 sides. So for 2 sides, it would be 63 centimetres. Okay, so what I need to do, I'm going to do bar model because I think it's a bit easier, and then I'll do it a different way. So the length is twice the height. So this is the length and this is the height. Get rid of that. And I know that if I add those two together, I get 63. So to find one of those, how many bars have I got? I've got 1, 2, 3. So I do 63 divided by 3, which gives me 21. So each one of these bars is 21, which makes the length 42, because I've got 2 bars. Okay, that's tricky because I think some of you might have forgotten that it was only 2 sides and you needed to halve that 126 centimetres. Another way you could have done it, if you don't want to use a bar model, is to say, let me refer back to my notes. I would have used bar models. Let's see how else I did it. You've got, I'll rub all this out. You can go back and look at that again, because I think it's a little bit tricky to understand what they want from you. This is a different way to look at it. So we've still got the same frame. There's our frame. And all the way around it, the perimeter, so these are the heights. And remember, this from here to here is 2 heights, isn't it? Because it says the new frame is the length is twice its height. So those ones are 2 heights. So if you don't want to halve it, you've got 2 H's, 2 H's, an H and an H for the heights, and 2 lots of the heights to make the length, and that all adds up to 126. It's the distance all the way round. So then you should have H plus H plus 2H plus 2H equals 126. Let's simplify this. So you've got, how many H have you got altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've got 6H equals 126. Then you need to divide that. So to get what 1H is, you do H equals 126 divided by 6, which will give you 21. So you know that means that the height is 21 centimetres. But then the length, if we go back up, run out of colours again, this one, we know that the length is 2 lots of the height, because it says it here. The length is 2 lots of the height. So the length equals 42 centimetres because it's 21 by 2. Whichever way you do it, you get to 42. Okay, next one. I'm quite enjoying the pink. We're going to stick with that. We've got 8 plus y equals 7 plus 5y. And we want to know what y can equal. Now, this is tricky because we've got y on both sides, which we have done in class, but you may not remember. What our aim is always to get the y's on one side. So in this case, I'm going to take this y and I'm going to take it away. So it'll be 8, I'm going to take that y away from that side, but if I take it from this side, I need to also take it from this side. So 8 equals 7 plus, and I'm taking one y away, not all 5, just one, because there's only one over here, 4y. Okay, now I want the y's on their own over here. So next thing I need to do is take this 7 away. So take the 7 away from both sides. So take the 7 away from that side, I'm just left with 4y. Take 7 away from this side, and I'm left with 1. So 1 equals 4 times y. If I just want what y equals, I need to do 1 divided by 4. So you can do it in your 0, goes 2, 0.25, or you do get the mark if you put a quarter, either of those. Okay, so when you get one like this, you want all your y's on one side and you want just your y's. Okay, so this one's a little bit similar, the next one, number 15. We'll look at number 15. 5u, take away 10 equals u plus 46. So, I want to know what u equals. I need to get rid of the u's. Which one am I going for? I'm going to go for this one first. So I want to take y away from this side. If I take one u away from that side, I need to take one u away from this side. So if I take one u away from that side, I get 4u. Take away 10 equals, and I've got no u's left over here because I've taken it away. So it's 6. It's not, it's 46. I just can see it underneath my writing. Okay, and then I just want just the u's. So I just want this on its own. So I need to get rid of this. So I'm going to add that. I'm going to add it on this time. It's take away 10. So if I want to get rid of that number off there, I need to add a 10 on, don't I? Okay, so 4u equals, and then I add 10 on this side as well, 56. And that means 4 times u equals 56. So 56 equals, so u equals 56 divided by 4, which equals 16. No, it doesn't. It equals 14. I'm losing my mind. It equals 14. 56 divided by 4 is 14. Next one, 16. Now this was a little bit more tricky, but we can still have a go. 33 minus 8t equals 15. So what we need to do, the easiest way to do this, because I want these 8t's on their own, but if I add 8t, it's all quite tricky. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 8t, this 8t here, to both sides. And then I'm going to take this 15 away from both sides. So 33 take away 18. Took away, done the answer. I'll do that again, sorry. 33 take away 15 gives you 18. So you're left with 18 equals 8t. So 18 divided by 8 leaves you with t. Do 18 divided by 8, it will give you 2.25. I'm just going to go over that one again to explain why we did it like that. I don't think I explained it very well. We have another go. So 33 take away 8t equals 15. Now normally I'll be telling you to get rid of this. But if I take 33 away from this side, it's going to be very difficult because if I take 33 away from that side, I haven't got 33, so I'm going to be into my negative numbers, and that'll make it quite tricky. So that's why instead I decided to change it around a bit, and I'm going to instead add that to both sides. Because now I can take away the 15 from both sides and still be left with a positive number over here. So as we said, 33 take away 15 gives you 18 equals 8t. I've got terribly clashing numbers, for which I do apologise. Then we have 18 divided by 8 equals t. And like we said, it's 2.25. 18 divided by 8 is 2.25. Okay, we finish on an easier one. Here's an equation, m minus 2n equals 10. n equals 20. What's the value of m? So again, going back to the beginning, we're just substituting. So m, take away 2, and remember letter and number together means times 20, and it equals 10. So something, take away 2 times 20 equals 10. First thing I'm going to do is work out what my 2 times 20 is, and it's 40, and it equals 10. I think it's quite easy, that one. m take away 40 equals 10. Something take away 40 equals 10. Or 50 take away 40 equals 10. And then, when m equals 20, what's the value of n? So we're doing it the other way around. I know that 20 is m here. Take away 2 lots of n. I'm going to write it out like that, so I don't forget that it's multiplying. So 20, take away something. Now this something together has got to equal 10, hasn't it? Because 20 take away 10 equals 10. So whatever that calculates to, it's got to result in an answer of 10. So 20 take away 2 times 5 equals 10, doesn't it? Because 20 take away 10 equals 10. That's what that would be. So n equals 5. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that. Enjoy is maybe not quite the right word. I will cheer you up with a funny story. So my internet went off in the last couple of weeks, and they came out to fix it. And this is the second time this has happened this year. A squirrel has bitten through our wires and had brought the internet down. So that was bad enough, but they fixed that quite quickly because I remembered last time that the squirrel had bitten through it. But that makes it sound like the squirrel is hungry, but I don't think the squirrel should be hungry, because on Easter Sunday we had a bit of a joke, and we hid, even though Joe's 21 and Travis is 17, we hid the Easter eggs in the garden for them to find. But because they're teenagers and in their 20s, they didn't get up early enough, and the squirrels came round and ate the Easter eggs. All we had left for some of them was the wrappers, so that didn't work out so well. And then the cheeky things went and chewed through our wire as well. So squirrels around here, not going well. I'm thinking of getting a catapult. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I hope your Easter holiday was good. And tomorrow we're going to start doing angles of triangles. So have a good rest of the day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.